Oh, snap.
Cut this short.
Well, you tripping. All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Harry Bernard Taylor with my man, Christopher Burton.
The People's Podcaster.
And we're back for another show. We was on earlier today, and we took care of Full Gear. So right now, we on this AEW Dynamite, which we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, but we're just going to talk about Dynamite tonight. We're not going to try to stay on too long. We're just going to go ahead and start, Chris. Man.
First match, man, was Hangman Adam Page, Cowboy-ish Day, Shiznit Day. Came out and did a celebration.
Yeah, he did a celebration.
Did a celebration and everything, man, with the Dark Order and all his boys.
Yes. Adam Page come out there, man, and he, basically I thought he was going to come out there and celebrate a little bit, and, but he pretty much, came out there and let Page know that, hey, he think he's going to have a great match with him and all that. And pretty much he was congratulating him, but I don't know, man. I mean,
I like this. They turned him heel, man.
They turned him heel. And I think it was a masterful job that Bryan Danielson did. I mean, he put together a masterful job in this turning heel. And, it was kind of like a little shocking the way they brought him out, because he was outshining Page there for a little bit, as far as
man. He was, because, he, like Page said by his own confession, he's like real shy, conservative,
Right.
He'll talk when he need to, but he won't get out there and just put it out there, And So this was, his chance to be front and center and everything. And, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
He's always been front and center, because in WWE, you got to be.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, I'm just going to go out here and put this dude over, man. And I'm going to make myself be the bad guy, put him over. And that's what he did. And, that's what he did. He made himself be the bad guy to make Adam Page look good. And that's what he did.
Yeah, and Bryan Danielson, man, I'm surprised he mentioned WWE.
Yeah, that shocked me, man. I wasn't ready for that.
That was very shocking. He's like, when I won the title, he said I was wrestling the next night. When I won the title at WrestleMania, I'm just like, what in the world? That stunned me.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, he said the wrestling word. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but man, I was like, I'm looking at these guys, man. Sitting there talking, and Bryan Danielson, pretty much, he didn't push out a challenge to Adam Page. Then Adam Page said, we can take care of this tonight. So, man, I was thinking they was going to go ahead and have this match. I'm like, wait a minute, what in the world are they doing?
Man, that was old bait and switch, man. You fell for the old bait and switch, man. You fell for that.
Well, I had a feeling, man, they wasn't going to
do
that.
You fell for it. Oh, they got you.
No,
they got you.
While,
they got you.
I'm like, because, I'm seeing an angle here. And Tony Khan wants to beat WWE, and it looked like he's taking every step he can to beat WWE.
Yeah.
So turning Danielson heel, and so that right there, he can set up a feud with Adam Page, because this guy's healed now, so that can be a heated feud. Yep. And like I say, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, and then now he's got CM Punk. He done left that Eddie, the thing with Eddie Kingston. He should keep that. That should keep going. And now he's taking him to the guy who had the best match in Full Gear, taking him over to MJF so he can start something with MJF. So so he's pulling out all stops because he wants to beat WWE.
I can't blame him, man. I would want to beat him too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the redheaded stepchild forever. I don't want Vince to be thinking I'm just Vince thinking what he's thought they were from the beginning, just a t-shirt company.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm like, because Vince did say that when AEW was getting rumors about coming about. Vince was like, I ain't worried about them. They ain't nothing but a t-shirt company. That's all they putting out.
Pretty much.
Next thing you know, bam, they on TV and having pay-per-views selling out, and well, here we are. here we are. So
they up in their game, man, up in their game. But Tony Khan, he needs to take everything in perspective, and he needs to have balance. And that's one thing right there. He's trying to work on balance right now. It's a little off center, but he needs to get that thing balanced, man. So he can continue to build his stars and not let people get lost in the shuffle. Because you can't build stars, man, in confusion when there's chaos and confusion. So, but right now, I mean, the people that he has top names with, he's working them, man. He's working them, and he's gonna work that. He's gonna work it as long as he can, and to overtake WWE. So WWE better watch their stuff, man.
They better, man, because I mean, one slip up, man, and because I mean they already on shaky grounds with Fox and USA anyway. So
oh yeah.
Hey. But yeah, what would you give that segment, man? I was looking at Bleacher Report. Bleacher gave it a B.
I give it thumbs up. I will say I get a segment an A. I give it an A.
Really?
I'll give it a 5-star because of Bryan Danielson, what he was able to do as far as his convincing. He was so convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, he got over so well with what he did.
Yeah, he had to, man. He had to, because you got to think about it, man. Paige, like I said, Paige is gonna have to get used to being front and center, man. He's gonna have to get used to being front and center. He's gonna have to get used to being in front of the microphone. He's gonna have to get used to being the guy. He's gonna have to be, like I said, the guy. He's gonna have to get used to it. He's carrying the strap. You're the face of the company now. So you're gonna have to open your mouth, get out your comfort zone, and do what you do to make the fans believe that you are a real champion, not just because you got the belt. That don't make you the champion. You got to go out and prove it now. You got to put in the work. So I give that, man. I give it maybe about a 4.5, man.
Yeah, 4.5. 4.5 stars. So yeah, I'll go ahead and keep it with you on that 4.5 stars because like I said, it basically was Danielson. Paige pretty much jumped in there, and then they had his guys, man. They blocked it from those two getting in the fight. Yeah. So, but I mean, it was really good. So I agree with you on that 4.5. So let's go ahead and roll, man, with his first match, Bryan Danielson versus Evil Uno.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Bryan Danielson, man. I mean, he was pretty rough in this match, and he disrespected Evil Uno's power, what Evil Uno could do, his striking power. Danielson was just he disrespected that, slapped Evil Uno.
Yeah, he did.
Just told him like, hey, what you're doing is basically nothing. And took his chops and his kicks to Evil Uno. Then Evil Uno finally had to pump himself up and get back aggressive. Got a little bit more aggressive.
That match, man, and like I said, Daniel Bryan, he's gonna have to do a little bit more to convince the fans that he's turning. I mean, granted, you had the man on the ropes till the count of 5, and you argue with the referee a little bit, so yeah. It's it's just one of those things, man, where it's just, you're gonna have to do a little bit more. You just gonna have to do a little bit more to convince us, man, because he's so
used to being on side of the fans right now. So he has to bring it to where he's not looking for the fans' adoration.
Exactly. He's got to get to that point where he's like, okay, I'm a bad guy, and you got to believe me. But the way he does things, it's convincing, but it's not. It's like you want to believe him, but
right.
you
I mean,
can't.
he's being vicious, man. But
He's
his
convincing,
wrestling style.
It's like you want to believe him, but
right.
Yeah.
His wrestling style, man, is so geared toward the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got to add a little bit of, which he does. He's talking, he's yelling, but he has to yell to these fans and, get at these fans any way he can, pretty much.
Exactly. You're gonna have to do some stuff to really make us believe, okay, you a real jerk. You a real asshole. You know, right. You're gonna have to you just gonna have to be that guy.
Oh yeah.
So Kami says on our stream on our was it YouTube, said he's never really been a fan of him.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's talking about Daniel Bryanson or Bryan Danielson or whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I liked him a little when he was in WWE, but I'm not a big fan of him either when it boils down to it. I mean, but this right here, I might like him a little bit better as a heel. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's going to bring out a little bit more.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully it does.
Yeah, I can get with him. Going 5-6 moves, 7, because like I say, sometimes he does 7. He does a few more. I can get with him doing a few more. I can get with him just doing that kicking and that slapping and being a bad guy and being a heel.
Yeah,
I can get with that more.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know, man. But I think this was a pretty good match because of, like I say, he was disrespecting Evil Uno, and that brought out some aggressive behavior in Evil Uno, and he gave it all he had, man. And so I gave the match 4 stars. What about you?
I'm gonna have to give 3.5, man. I can't give it 4. That's too high.
All right, man.
Bleacher gave it a B plus.
That's 4.5 and all.
I can't agree with that. I'm sorry, I can't agree with that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it at 4.4 for us, man, because I dropped the first segment that back down to 4.5. So let's go ahead and go with a 4-star with this and like I say, and I was kind of a little biased because I'm still looking at the masterful job that I think Danielson done. I thought it was a superb job as far as him turning heel, even though it wasn't, I don't think everybody's totally convinced yet.
Yeah,
but he did a very good job at it, and he stuck to his guns because Bryan Danielson, you know how he likes to smile to the crowd. He likes to, he likes to put that up there. Hey, I'm one of the good guys and all that.
Exactly.
But he did everything he could to not display that. So I got to give him 4 stars on that. So the next match, man, we had the Butcher and the Blade versus Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh yeah, Ishii. Oh yeah, Ishii. That's my dog right there, boy. That's a tough joker. Man, what? That Joker is a monster, man. He short little. He's just a walking muscle, man. He's just a little short, compact, little man.
I was surprised to see him. I was surprised he came out there, man.
Yeah, you got a Joker like that, man. He's something else, man. He's something else. Hold on 1 second, man. Hold on here 1 second, folks.
Okay.
Keep talking, Harry. I'll be right back, man.
Okay, sure.
Right back.
All right, Kami says he's a lot better as a face. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what he does, man. I mean, that's his wrestling ability is to be a face. So that's what people are gonna. It's gonna be hard for him to actually pull that off. But hopefully he can pull it off. Hopefully he can pull it off. And I think he's better as a face too. But I think it's gonna be exciting to see him as a heel. So hopefully this thing can go off pretty well, and he can get some nice feuds going because of this heel turn. So, but yeah, I agree. He's better as a face, and that's because of his personality. So, but yeah, let's go on back to the Butcher and the Blade Man versus Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ishii. That was a good match. That was a decent match, man. That was a decent match. I mean, Orange Cassidy. I mean, I don't know, man.
You gonna get what you gonna get out the man, you know.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get a lot out of him. So you just gonna get what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
This was definitely a clash of styles.
Right.
Because I just I'm pull back the curtain a little bit. I just wish I could have been there when they were talking over the match.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Orange Cassidy, he can really wrestle. He can go. He can really work.
Oh yeah. When you want.
But I just wish I could have been back there, just hear him going over the match, what they're gonna do, and all this, and see Ishii looking at Cassidy and looking at him like, because Japanese, they take their craft seriously, man.
Yeah, they do, man.
They take it seriously. They take it to heart.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm sure Orange was like, hey, this is what I'm going to do and whatever. And Ishii was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But when you actually see it, he might have been like, okay, that's not what I pictured you were going to do or be like this. So it was it's complete conflict of style, but it came out pretty good, man.
Yeah, well, it's man.
Orange and Ishii came away with a win.
Yeah, he did. But it looked like they burying Cassidy a little bit, man. I mean,
you think so?
Within the last few weeks, last month or so, man, it seemed like they kind of like dropping him down, man, because they was building him up for a while. I mean, he was getting to the point where he was one of the top 4 guys in the business over there in AEW, man. But now it seems like they kind of like slowing that thing down because they're bringing in new stars and everything, man. So I mean, I don't know. And it's kind of like Cassidy is kind of like taking this, he's taking his own as, it's okay. It's okay for him to be, a mid-carder or whatever, and not out there in the forefront. Because remember, man, outside of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Orange and Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy was probably the most recognizable. And let's see, and Jericho.
Yeah.
Cassidy was the out there. He was wrestling every week, and he was one of the guys in the forefront. So, man, but lately, man, they have. The guy's been losing. They've been pretty much. You don't see his promos as much. So,
well, he don't hardly talk, man.
He don't. Well, he hardly ever really talked, but he always came out there cool, and he had the best friends with him, so they always had segments. But the best friends used to basically do everything. But now they just pretty much put him in the ring, man. He does a few toe tapping exercises. Hold his hand in his pocket.
He said toe tapping exercise.
Yeah, and plus he threw his shades on tonight, man, and got busted. As soon as he put the shades on. So, but man, Tomohiro, man, is so tough.
Oh man, literally, man. I mean, but I ain't never seen that, man. Butcher was literally popping that mug with them forearms and was getting and was like going backwards, man. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah. You telling me you hitting a man going forward, and he taking it, walking you backwards?
Oh yeah.
Now, Harry, you a boxer. Let's say that was you in a boxing match. You popping a dude in the face, just squaring up. He ain't even doing nothing, and he just taking him and walking at you. What you gonna do?
That's scary, man.
That's scary. Just up there, pop, 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 and he just walking towards you, just taking him in the face.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's intimidating, and I mean, it's gonna make it when you can't take somebody out with your best shot. And like saying, Blade and Butcher are big guys, and because like Blade coming off the ropes and he was hitting him, couldn't move.
And
So
Butcher is actually slimmed down.
yeah. So when a guy like that is taking your best shot, man, or taking your, because these guys got hammers. These guys are big, man.
Yeah.
Dropping a hammer on you and you can't, and you're not moving them, it's gonna take you, because your best shot, you're not gonna throw it with as much conviction at that person because you're thinking about how they're gonna take it, or they can take everything that I throw and it's gonna make you weak because you're not gonna have that adrenaline no more because you're thinking instead of just pretty much just fighting.
But
So,
I mean,
yeah.
but it was crazy. But he literally walked Butcher back into the corner, man, and Butcher was giving a punishment. I was like, wow, that's we. I would have been like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm like, this about to be a handicap. If it was me, I'd be like, you know what? This about to be a handicap match. I'm out.
Oh, yeah. What'd you do, match, man?
I gave it a 3.5, man. What'd you get?
Exactly. 3.5.
Yeah,
it could have been better.
Yeah, and Ishii and Cassidy won, by the way. Bleacher Report gave it a B-.
That's a 4. That's a little bit under a 4. I mean, it's a 4-star, but about a little bit between 3.
And Bleacher might be a little biased or something. I don't know.
Bleacher always have their scores way up, man. I don't know why, but we're going with 3.5. Yeah. Next match, man. Here, Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose, man.
Shida.
So I love Shida.
My man Heel talking about Ishii is a GOAT, 4-star.
Yeah. I mean, that's for Ishii, but that's the only reason, like I say, I dropped it down to 3.5 because Cassidy didn't do much in the match. He pretty much didn't do much. He didn't have to do much. He had that monster in there with him. Yeah, but if Cassidy, man, would have put on the show in there, it would have been a 4.5. Oh, so but this let's go with Shida and Rose, man. This match,
Shida and Rose, man, yeah.
It was okay, man. It was okay. It picked up when it got outside the ring, and I love when Shida got that when she got a hold of that kendo stick, and she popped the Guerrero. Man, that popped Vicky in the back. Man, that was pretty awesome. And I like when Nyla tried to come off, man, and hit her on that chair, and boom, she smashed the chair by herself, like say. And that brought the match up. Because at first I had it at a 2-star match, man. For a while.
Wow, man.
I was just like,
it was a slow build. That match was a slow build.
Yeah, it was. But I ended up giving Nyla Rose got the pin, man, and I gave it a 3-star. What about you?
I gave it a 3, man. And Nyla got the pin. I got via submission. She got the pin.
Right.
Working on that bad leg. But it was like I said, it was a slow build, man. And it was just slow.
I expect more from these two, man, but I don't know. It just seemed like everybody, it seemed like this whole night that they had what the heck? That they had Full Gear
hangover,
Full Gear overlag or something, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But MJF come out, man. He had a segment. CM Punk come out. And
and Bleacher gave that a C+.
Shida and
Shida and Nyla, yeah.
So they gave it like I say, they're a little bit ahead of us, man. They gave it a 3.5.
I just don't. These jokers or something, but God,
man. I be look at that stuff sometime, and I just laugh. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars, man. But they pretty much seem like they are in bed with.
It might be, man. They might be in cahoots with AEW or something, man.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing we had, man, we had the MJF segment with CM Punk. CM Punk. I mean, MJF come out there. CM Punk come out there, really didn't say anything. MJF, he extended his hand. CM Punk, he usually shake hands with everybody. Didn't shake his hand. Left out of there, playing games with him because MJF pretty much that's what he does, play head games with people.
Yep.
So he's trying to play with MJF's head. But as far as CM Punk, man, if he's gonna, he left this Eddie Kingston thing, which I think should have went on at least a couple more months. They should build on this thing.
Really?
But Yeah, I think he should. I think they should. That should be a war, man. That should be a Buzz Sawyer, Tommy Rich type thing. In my opinion, CM Punk needs something like that.
Why needs something. Why it's got to be Buzz Sawyer? Why it just can't be Greg Valentine and Piper Dog collar match?
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, I'm just saying he needs that type of confrontation. Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA. He needs that type of confrontation because CM Punk is not what he used to be. I don't care what nobody says. He's not what he used to be. And like we was talking about earlier earlier today on our other podcast, I mean, this man needs to stay grounded in his matches. Stop going to the rope. Stop jumping off turnbuckles. Stop jumping onto the floor on the people and everything, because he's almost missing them. And he's not doing anything to get better at it. I mean, I don't think he's doing the cardiovascular thing and things in the gym and strengthening his legs to where he can make those bounces. It's not happening. So he needs to stay grounded and punch, do his knees he's still training in the MMA. Continue to do things, use your knees, use your legs, and use your fists. That's and your forearms. That's what he needs to do. And I mean, that right there will get him over. That right there will mask everything else that he's not sufficient in right now. So I think he needs to just stay grounded with what he's doing. And now he's going up there against MJF. And MJF can do pretty much anything. Yeah. But MJF, like I said, MJF is gonna fight him on the ground. But I mean, MJF can do everything. And see, my whole thing is this: you got to convince us that you can beat MJF, that you're better than MJF, not just beat him. That you come out, okay, you put MJF to sleep. Like that's not going to convince people that you can beat MJF, especially after they see that match that he just had with Darby Allin, what he did with Jericho. I mean, this guy's a rising star, man.
Yeah, he is, man. Yeah, he is.
Rising star. So, CM Punk want to go there and say, okay, this right here is going to get me over and get me to the top real quick, get me back up there to the top real quick. But people are going to look at this and they're going to start making observations about what's going on. So CM Punk, man, he needs to, if he wants to continue to go on those top ropes, and I'm going to shout this thing out, and we're going to continue to shout it out, man. When we go on the line or whatever, because it seems like I'm telling you, it seems that everybody got onto that when we started talking about, they don't have no storylines. Nobody else was talking about this. Then after we said something about it, all these different podcasts jumped on it, and it seems like they're on storylines now. I want this to get back to CM Punk. Stop coming off the top ropes. Keep your goofy old butt on the doggone mat.
So you don't think he need to do the Macho Man elbow no more?
No, man. He need to cut that out, man. I mean, it looked like he's gonna miss every single time. And remember when he jumped off that last pay-per-view? He was coming down, or was it the pay-per-view or the Friday night before the pay-per-view on Rampage? And he came down and he jumped off to the crowd.
And he got missed.
Yeah, man. So I'm just like flat crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
So what's up, Hill? Hill says Kenta says CM Punk name after he won IWGP US Championship title. Oh yeah, Kenta called him out. I saw that.
Both of them do to go to sleep. So there you go.
Yeah, Kenta said he wants CM Punk to go to. He wanted CM Punk to go to sleep. Kenta right now put him to sleep.
I mean, by the way, our sponsor today, PlayStation, Sony. If anybody from Sony is watching this, hey, we'll take a sponsorship. And since we're talking about that, hey, if you are watching on YouTube, click like, share, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you'll have times like this when we are going live. And we could be live via satellite via each other, or we could be actually live at a location. So please. And if you're on Facebook, by the way, share. Let your friends know what's going on the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Share the videos, share the site, Get your friends involved. If you got wrestling buddies, get them in here. If you know wrestlers, get them in here. If you know managers, get them in here. Anybody in the business, get them in here. If you know a bunch of smart marks, get them in here. So,
no doubt.
Share the love.
Doubt. Yeah. Hill said he got a PS5. So,
I do too.
Yeah, he know what's up. Y'all need to play each other in some whatever games y'all got, man.
Okay, some Madden or something.
Yeah. Okay. Next match, man. We tag team match. We had Leo Rush, Dante Martin versus the Acclaim, and the Acclaim came out there, man, with that rap. You had called me about that.
Before, man. The rapping boy, that A boy. That to me, I ain't gonna lie. That was the best part of the match.
I gave the rap a 5-star, man. the rhyme was hitting, man. So
yeah, the rhyme was hitting. The rhyme was hitting. Yeah. That was the best part of the match.
Yeah, it was. Well,
because the whole time they look like a bunch of fish out of water, flipping and flopping and jumping and flooping everywhere. Man, I'm like, oh my god.
But it settled down after a while. Now at first, man, they was doing that, but then the Acclaim got it together, man, and they grounded them for a while. But then I liked at the end, man, when Leo Rush and Dante Martin got back into that high flying stuff, and I mean they put it together, man, where it was smooth. So I have to give him props for that. And Leo Rush is looking closer to what he was before. He looked a lot better this time than he did last week. I mean the week before, because he wasn't last week because he was his one of his relatives died. What?
Mm-hmm. So you are right. Dante is a rising star. Dante Martin is really a rising star. I'm not even gonna hold you on that one, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, only thing I believe that's gonna hold him back is his personality. He doesn't have a personality. Dante Martin.
He's got to find himself, man. I mean, he's got the move set down. He's got the move set down. We know you can wrestle. We know you can do all this wonderful stuff. But who are you?
Yes, that's true.
Who are you? Who is Dante Martin? Give us something that we can tie to you. Give us something. Give us something that helps us relate to who you are, because we just know your name. That's it. We don't know nothing about you. We don't understand it. He needs to work on that, man. But I'm sure he'll get it. Talk to some of the veterans or something. Practice his skills. Talk in the mirror. Cut a promo in the mirror and practice, or record yourself talking in the mirror and critique it, or record it and show it to a veteran and be like, okay, you did this, this, and this, but you need to do this, this, and this. I mean, hey, man, personality, man, because your personality is another thing that's going to help you get to that next level, man. So yeah.
I mean, smooth up, man. Smooth up with Arn Anderson. Give him somebody who's in that business, man, that knew how to talk. That's in AEW. Arn Anderson was a great talker.
Hold on. Okay, Hill, I will agree with you. The Acclaim do need a tag title push. I will give you that.
I was going to press that.
They do. But your next comment, as a wrestling fan, you got to know better than that.
Oh yeah.
You got to. You want to take that hair? Because
look, man. Okay, over the years, and I know Hill's young. I mean, we're both of us older than you. Okay, but of course, he has great wrestling skill. And I know what time of the day I know what time period we're in. People now, their attention spans are not as long. They like to text and all that. But, excuse me, a wrestler has always had to have mic skills. If you had mic skills, it took you a lot farther. You look at the greatest wrestlers of all time, mic skills was part of that. How many you can't put too many guys in the top 5, man, who didn't have great skills on the mic. It's just not. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. you had to know how to talk. You had to know how to speak on the mic. You had to know how to relate to the people some kind of way. I've known plenty of wrestlers that was great when I was growing up, but they had no mic skills. So they really didn't get anywhere. I mean, I look at somebody like Brian Adidas, Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong, one of the best pure wrestlers I ever seen.
Yeah, excellent. I would have loved to see a match with him and Bret Hart at some point.
Yeah, exactly. No mic skills.
Oh no.
And and what's his name? And Jim Ross said he's the best wrestler he's ever seen.
Yeah, best technical wrestler, man. That boy.
No mic skills. So that held him
and
down.
He only got so far.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the guy? The guy that became the missing link. I can't think of his real name, but he was one of the greatest wrestlers I ever seen. And he had to become the missing link because he was nothing on the mic. He just couldn't talk. So they had to make him into something. They had to change his persona. So Dante Martin, he's definitely
got the skills. He got the skills, but he needs to be able to talk on the stick. He needs to be able to relate, man. Talking puts butts in seats, man. That's what's going to draw the people in. That's what's going to make you be like, oh, did you hear what he going to do to such and such? They're going to be in my town next week. I'm going to get a ticket just so I can see.
Yeah, I mean, Thunderbolt Patterson, man. The guy who Dusty Rhodes took stole his style from. But Thunderbolt Patterson, he wasn't a great wrestler at all. He wasn't a great worker. But Thunderbolt Patterson, when he got in there, because he could talk so well, people thought he was a great wrestler. I mean, he only knew a couple moves, a headlock and maybe a kick or a punch.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, he got over because he could speak so well. He could talk so well. So that's very important, man. That is very important that you're able to communicate on the mic and able to relate to the people. I mean, unless you're a giant, unless you like Andre the Giant, who really didn't need to talk. So unless you come like him,
more than enough.
Yeah, right. Unless you the Undertaker or somebody like that, man, you better know how to talk. So Dante Martin, because Dante Martin, from what we were seeing earlier and the way he came off in that match against CM Punk, not CM Punk, but the match against the match with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and the way he came off there, man, he was rising to the top quick. Now, if he would have been able to parlay that with mic skills, man, he'd already be there. If he could have went out there and just start talking all kind of mess and where he's gonna be and who he's coming out there, who he's coming after, a lot farther along than what he is right now. So, but let's move on, man.
What did we grade that, man?
I gave it 4 stars, man, because of the way it finished.
Yeah, I give it 3.5, man.
Yeah. At first, I had it at 3.5, man, but I just the way it finished.
I just couldn't. I couldn't go no higher.
But I'm dropping it back down to 3.5, man, because like I said, I was wondering where you was gonna see it, and I was like, I just kind of agree with my partner a little bit on this, but yeah, we're gonna go with the 3.5 because I raised the last one up because of what you were saying. So next, man, we had Jay Lethal versus Sammy Guevara. And this is another guy. Okay, let's start right here. Jay Lethal, great on the mic, man. Jay Lethal, he's able. I'm not gonna say he's the greatest on the mic. He's pretty much a little bit above average, but he's very entertaining. He can switch. He's a switch hitter on the mic, and he's very convincing. He can make you laugh. He can be serious, but he's hardly ever serious. But he has mic skills. So that right there is going to it's already gotten them far in the business.
Oh, good Lord, man. The man, I mean, sounds just like Macho Man. Sounds just like Ric Flair, for God's sake. I mean,
Jay Lethal, go. All right, Hill. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the man can do it all as far as on the microphone. So, that's a prime example. Sammy Guevara is not bad on the mic. He's a young guy. He's pretty decent on the mic. Young guy. So Sammy Guevara got that to match his ring skills. I mean, he's one of the most talented wrestlers I've seen in this day and age is Sammy Guevara. But this right here was a pretty good match, man. Only thing I didn't like, I mean, they kept on stopping it, having the team, the doctor, what I'm about to say, team doctor, but man, the doctor come in, checking on him outside the ring, checking on him in the inside of the ring, and all that. So it's slow.
They want to see if he can go on, man. They want to see if he can go on. They giving that drama. They milking it, man. They milking it. They like, is Sammy is he gonna make it? Is he gonna have to forfeit, or is he gonna have to reschedule? They were milking that thing, man.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
So I think that was pretty good how they were doing it, and then I love the fact that Sammy pushed through, through the pain and adversity, and came out with the win.
Yeah, man. Good match, man.
And still
TNT.
Yep, TNT champion. Yep, and still. Yep. But that was a good match, man. I like the way it ended, man. I like the way it ended. He was going for his finisher about 2 times. Yeah, he went for it 2 times before, and he couldn't get him, and then he got him up that 3rd time, man. So yeah.
Right. But I didn't want Lethal to lose. I didn't really want him to win, because, like I said, I didn't want him to take that title his first shot when he was on. No,
man, no. Like I said, man,
Guevara just got the title.
It's all about the chase, man. It's all about
exactly. Right. So, but I gave that match a 4.5. Chris, what about you?
I give it 4.5, man.
It was pretty good.
Of course, he'll give it like a 5 stars. Of course, he gonna say 5 stars. Yeah.
That was a 5-star match. Good storytelling match. Yeah, it was.
It was good. It was good storytelling. I just can't give it no 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it 5 stars, because the way I look at it, man, as far as with a story, a story takes time in wrestling, and I mean, this was a 4-day story, so it went from Saturday on to the day.
Well, they were basically, the story where they basically talking about Sammy's ribs being broke.
Oh yeah,
and how he had to fight through it and got to be a fighting champion, and he's taking on this hungry newcomer that ain't never had the championship, and then he coming in and it was like, they've been doing these open challenges and ain't nobody got it. He's like, I'm coming in, I'm hungry. And Sammy, the champion, all beat up and hurt up, fighting through. Now, I can get that. I get that point that he was talking about from that point of storytelling.
Yeah.
I get that. But overall storytelling, there really isn't one. But the match they did give tonight, I understand.
Yeah, it was a great match, man. But like you saying, man, it's a slingshot story. And I mean, when it boils down to it, man, AEW is bigger than that. So, but I appreciate the match. I appreciate seeing the match. I mean, so because we wouldn't have seen it if they would have dragged it on for a couple more weeks. We wouldn't have seen it. So I appreciate that, man. But as far as AEW, they have got to get their storylines to where it's in check, and when to display it, when to play it. So I mean, that's very important. But Tony Khan, man, he's getting there, and he's getting better with stories.
Give him time. He getting there.
Yes.
What would you give that, man? I give that about a 4.
Which, the whole show?
No, the match.
I gave the match 4.5. I thought you said you're giving it a 4 or 5.
Did I say a 4 or 5?
Yeah, you said 4 or 5.
Oh, okay. I thought I said a 4, but okay.
5 star.
Okay.
But yeah, 4 or 5, and I said 4 or 5. So I'm giving that one a 4 or 5. And we get Dante Martin and Leo Rush match against the Acclaim. We gave 4 stars. The MJF segment, CM Punk, we didn't rank that. What did Bleacher give that?
Bleacher didn't even say nothing about it.
Yeah, I put a stretch up, because you, like I said, I could say a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Bleacher didn't even say nothing about that.
Yeah, it was middle ground with that, man, because it just like okay. But Cedar and Nyla Rose, did we both give it 3 on that?
Yeah.
Okay, 3.5 on the Butcher and Blade versus Cassidy and Ishii.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Bryan Danielson and Evil Uno, 4 stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wow, man. So this thing basically almost evened out as a 4.
Yeah. So Yeah, man. That was
it was a low 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and we'll give it 4. It was like a B minus with but it was a low 4. So we're gonna go ahead and give it 4 stars, man, for Dynamite.
4 stars, yeah, man.
Yeah, so decent night. It
was a decent night, man. Decent matches, nothing just truly overwhelming, but
right.
I mean, hey, you will have nights like that.
That's true. And like I said, it seemed like everybody had a little hangover from Full Gear, even the people that wasn't on Full Gear. It's like, man, we put so much into this that that the show dragged a little bit, but it came out pretty good. So
yeah, you always got to be, man. But that's the thing, man. No matter what you do, you always got to be up for your next show.
That's right.
Always got to be up for your next show, man. So you can give it everything you got on a Sunday at the pay-per-view, and just then you dead dog tired. Got to drive to the next show, and you got to be ready to go.
That's one thing I did like about Jim Crockett's guys, man.
You got to be ready to go, boy.
Them guys, man, they was like, I mean, Flair, Sting. You never seen Sting tired.
Yeah.
That Joker, man, Flair, Sting, Big Van Vader. As much as those guys worked back then, those guys had so much energy when he was wrestling for Crockett, man. But then
on top of it, like you said, the schedule was like crazier.
It was crazy, and you remember, you remember how.
And we ain't even talking about the championship schedule. We just talking about the regular schedule, the work schedule.
Yeah, it was wild, man. And you had the title, you defended that title a lot. You had those titles, man. You was defending those titles. Wasn't none of this. Every now and then you see a match that wasn't for the title, but man, Flair. I remember, like I said, that time he defended the title 17 times in like 25 days. That was just outrageous against the top guy.
And the one time he had a break, it was a Great American Bash Tour. He came to Greenville. He cut a promo. He didn't wrestle, but he cut a promo because he defended it the night before. And he was like, "Yeah, hey, I'll come to Greenville. I'll talk some trash, but I'm tired. I need at least one day."
Yeah. But man, these guys, no, it was 21 days, right? He defended it 17 times in 21 days.
Yeah.
17 times in 21 days against the top guys in the promotion. Road Warrior Hawk, Ricky Morton,
Luger,
Barry Windham. It was against all the top guys, man. It was a crazy schedule. And he wasn't the only one who had schedules like that, so but I mean, that was just flat out crazy. But those guys, man, they were sharp. They was ready for every night. They was ready for the next night. Yeah. And it's kind of like what we was talking about earlier when I was saying Nikita Koloff, when Nikita signed with NWA. Jim Crockett told him, because Jim Crockett, man, what's the name? They brought Nikita down there, and Jim Crockett took a look at him and said, "Take his shirt off." He wanted to see how his physique was and everything. He saw he was in great shape. He said, "You got a great look. You're a monster." He said, and he brought Ivan Koloff and Don Cornotto in there, who was the NWA World Tag Team Champions at the time. Gave it to him. Gave Nikita to Ivan and said, "Y'all do what you're gonna do with him." And he told Ivan, he said, he's wrestling tomorrow night. And they had Don Cornotto take Ivan outside of the building. And then he told Ivan Koloff, he said, if he trips up on those ropes tomorrow, if he so much as tripped, he said, he's done.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just how serious Jim Crockett was, man.
Yeah, man. But ain't no promoters got it like that no more. Promoters don't do that.
No. But see,
but tonight was a good night, though, man. I mean, it was a decent card. I can't complain. It was a decent card.
Straight up. Yes, it was. All right, man. Once again, I'm Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Christopher Burton,
People's Podcaster.
And hey, always be straight up and tell it the way you see it. We're out of here.
Peace.